It is an ongoing game of chess on the world's biggest stage, between one of the most influential government institutions in history, the SEC, and the often centralized but undeniably powerful players in the crypto space, including Binance, Coinbase, and countless other crypto projects. We are at the dawn of a major wave of crypto regulation, and soon everything will change. With Gary Gensler stepping down as the SEC chair, a new US government taking shape, and the European Union that already laid out their landmark crypto regulation. And we all know that this can be at times a very boring topic, but I will try to make it as interesting as possible in this video. But is all this regulation good for the crypto space? Why is Gary Gensler even stepping down? And will these changes really protect ordinary citizens from losing their hard-earned money to crypto scams? In this video, we will explore the potential impact of the new US regulations under Trump, the implications of the EU's upcoming policies, and how regulation can either make or break crypto innovation. So let's go! The undefined game. Crypto is slowly evolving from the lawless Wild West it was often seen as into a more regulated landscape. However, it is still a game with ever-changing rules, making it very hard for companies to know what is allowed and what actually isn't allowed. And that is kind of a big problem. The industry desperately needs clearer regulations, but it's hard because, unlike you might think, crypto is not crypto, and not everything can be treated the same. But first things first, why do we even need regulation? Here are some core issues driving regulation. The biggest pro-argument for crypto regulations is investor protection. That's what you hear from all the official government institutions as well. The amount of scams, fraud, Ponzi schemes, and rug pulls got a bit out of hand in the recent years. And while I'm personally a huge advocate of the do your own research rule and that you should take responsibility if you just made a very bad investment, there's kind of a bit of truth. If we want to attract more casual users to the space, we need better low-level consumer investor protection. The second argument is kind of coming from the other side. We need clarity for businesses. When the rules keep changing all the time, it's very hard to know what you're allowed to do as a company and what you're not allowed to do. Thirdly, governments obviously have a huge interest in anti-money laundering and tax evasion policies. That has always been the case for the last 100 years, although it's a bit harder in the crypto space. In the bigger picture, the US government and the European Union basically say, look, we're going to regulate the whole crypto market, even though it's more expensive for companies in the first place, it will be worth it in the long term, as the rules are finally clearly defined. Let's take a quick look at what the hell is going on in the US right now. Because there's a very important player in the US, and that's the SEC. The Securities Exchange Commission is the most important government institution responsible for regulation. They are only responsible though when a cryptocurrency is classified as a security. That's why that is so important. If that's not the case, the CFTC is responsible. That is basically the government institution that takes care of gold, oil, and Bitcoin. But let's come back to the SEC. In the US, it is essential to know if your cryptocurrency is, per definition, a US security or a commodity. As soon as it is a security, you have to make sure that you're complying with the SEC's regulations, including registration requirements and so on. You have to comply with the whole bandwidth of their regulations. Under Gary Gensler, a more conservative chairman, they made the business life of many crypto projects exceptionally difficult by suing basically anyone and everyone that wasn't perfectly bulletproof in terms of maybe your coin is a security. By definition, securities are tradable financial assets like stocks, bonds, or derivatives that represent ownership, debt, or right to future profits, and are regulated to protect investors and ensure market transparency. To define what is a security and what is not, there is the so-called Howey Test. And for a token to be classified as a security, all of these criteria have to be met. Firstly, a party invests money in a common enterprise with the expectations of profiting based on the efforts of a third party. That's really important. When all these criteria are met, it is officially classified as security. In reality, it's oftentimes very hard to answer these questions, and therefore I have to take you to court. Binance versus the SEC. The SEC filed a lawsuit against Binance in June 2023, accusing it of breaking US securities laws and operating unregistered platforms, even claiming that the BNB token might be a security itself. Here is a full list of the allegations. It also contains more serious stuff like market manipulation or commingling customer funds. As of now, the case is actually still ongoing with no clear winner. Some charges against Binance were dismissed. For example, the fact that the SEC also made Binance accountable for the secondary market sales of their BNB tokens. Yeah, but most will proceed to trial actually. For now, none of the sides is really winning yet. It is more of a long legal standoff. If you like this video so far, please consider subscribing to this YouTube channel. We are still a very small channel. We love to grow. It's really hard as a small creator. Just press the subscribe button if you like this video, and let's continue. Another example is the lawsuit against Coinbase. In June 2023, the SEC sued Coinbase, claiming it operates an unregistered security exchange and also unregistered securities through its staking servers. Coinbase argues it has always been following the law, and to be honest, how can you even follow the law when it's not clearly defined yet? The case is still ongoing and there's also no clear winner yet. Coinbase is fighting hard, framing it as a battle for the future of crypto regulation in the US, but the outcome is actually still uncertain. I think the main reason behind the law cases is mostly that the SEC wants clarity about what is a security and what is not, and they just want to create examples in court. Also in the US, every single state has completely different rules. For example, in New York, you need a BIT license if you want to operate a crypto business, and that requires you to disclose all kinds of information about your crypto business. So it's definitely a bit harder in New York to scam people. Furthermore, crypto businesses in the US have to make sure that they know their customers, known as KYC. So crypto customers have to provide their passport, and they have to make sure that their wallet or their account on a crypto exchange platform cannot be used for money laundering. And the IRS sees crypto tokens as property, which means that you have to tax them with every transaction. Alright, so let's talk about our favorite topic, the new US President, Donald Trump. That guy has changed his opinion about cryptocurrency by 180 degrees in the last months and went basically from a crypto hater to a crypto pro stance.
You wouldn't invest in Bitcoin?
Bitcoin, it just seems like a scam.
Trump has expressed support for cryptocurrencies, proposing initiatives like establishing a national Bitcoin reserve or creating a favorable legal framework for digital assets. Also, of course, he intends to appoint crypto-friendly officials such as David Snacks, also known as AI Crypto Caesar. Also, the crypto industry anticipates that Trump may issue executive orders to promote mainstream adoption, ensure banking access for crypto firms, and establish a national crypto council. Also, our favorite SEC chair, Gary Gensler, already said that he will be stepping down under Trump. He's knowingly not a huge fan of cryptocurrencies. In comparison to the US, let's have a quick look on the EU regulation. Because in 2024, they crafted a brand new cryptocurrency regulation. The European Union divides crypto assets into 3 classes. The first class is e-money tokens, which are essentially stablecoins. The second class is asset reference tokens, which are crypto assets pegged to oil or other commodities, or even other cryptocurrencies. And the third class includes utility and governance tokens, which are coins that unlock certain functionalities or grant voting power within specific protocols. With the new crypto regulation, stablecoins can only be issued by authorized parties who have completed a validation process approved by the European Union. For asset reference tokens, all providers or issuers must ensure they maintain a reserve as a safety net for the token in circulation. The reserve can consist of highly liquid financial assets, crypto assets that meet specific criteria, and of course fiat currency. For utility tokens, the European Union focuses on how they are traded and how they offer to the public. As soon as you want to create an entity or a company, crypto teams must submit a white paper to the European Union within a year of the project's creation. The team must also be fully disclosed, aka doxed, and the project risk levels must be evaluated. Authorities must then approve the project. If a project skips this process, its token can be blocked, companies may face fines, and there could be severe legal consequences. The European Union also focuses on trading platforms. I think they are kind of targeting centralized exchange with that. They need to operate responsibly, they need clear operating rules, a very strong security, and they need systems in place to stop market manipulation as good as they can. So the European Union is, in my opinion, is kind of a step ahead the US right now. To be honest, after doing this research, I'm quite surprised how uninvolved crypto regulation in the US and in Europe still, I would say, actually is. The European Union made the first step into the right direction, but it kind of remains unclear how we actually enforce the new policies, because in practice, I mean, a crypto project can just go to the Bahamas and operate as normal, right? So why would they be in Germany or be in the US if they can just go to the Bahamas and pay like half of the taxes? It is naturally an industry that is extremely hard to go after, but I think like with centralized exchanges getting more popular and popular, there's kind of a little bit of leverage here for law enforcement to just target centralized exchanges. And I think that's why the US is also targeting Binance and Coinbase first, because this is where they can do something about it. Luckily for us, it's almost impossible to fully ban a crypto asset because it's a decentralized system, ideally. And if it is not, you should stay away anyway. We really don't need more centralized coins in the crypto space. I would say, let's see how the Balancing Act plays out in 2025. My name is Tom from WTF Web3. Please subscribe to this YouTube channel and see you next time.